good morning. We're intentional every day about our job, about who we talk to, who we don't talk to, about activities, about handbags and shoes, so in every decision. And maybe you came this morning to drink a good coffee or eat some fruit, but I'd really love to know personally now from you, what was your intention to come today here?
To get inspired.
Yeah, to get inspired. What else? Yeah.
To attend an event that's slightly different.
Yeah?
Maybe being in the morning, not in the evening, and there's coffee, which is great.
Yeah. Good, yeah. Anything else?
To meet other creatives.
Yeah. To meet other creatives, great, yeah.
Yeah, celebrate the morning.
Yeah.
Use it.
Yeah, carpe diem. Yeah, very good. Thank you. Yes.
Breaking some habits.
Yeah, unusual. Friday morning, nice crowd here. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and of course I'd like to share my story of intention with you as well. And we have to travel back in time like 10 years ago when I was an executive producer for TV shows. So I was responsible for big shows. And I remember we rented a hall in the south of Germany, and you have to imagine these halls are empty when you rent them for TV production. So you have to bring everything in, like technical equipment, cameras, lights, furniture, accessories, everything you can imagine. So it's a really big organizational job, and the atmosphere is really busy. There are about 100 to 200 people working on such a production. And I remember walking through that hall in this crowded, busy atmosphere. The director was on stage with the host. They were rehearsing their moderation. The cameras were going on, lights, music. And I had a very silent moment with myself. And a question popped up. And it said, "What the hell are you doing here?" I was quite shocked and surprised from which corner of my mind this question came. And then another question popped up. It was, is your work sustainable? Do you make a difference or an impact on other people's lives? And I was very honest with myself, because the question to all these answers was no. And that was the moment I had the intention to change my business life. So today, I'm a business coach and trainer. I'm based here in Cologne. I was born and raised here in Cologne. I've got my office right next to our beautiful cathedral. And I traveled a lot and worked in cities like Washington, D.C. I studied in Milan, Italy. But whenever I cross the bridge over the Rhine and see this panoramic view, yeah, no, today we're on the other side, so you will all enjoy it probably today or later. So when we cross this bridge, maybe you feel the same. I know when I see this panoramic view in the cathedral that I'm home. I'm specialized in leadership and personal development. You're all connected to leadership somehow. Either you are a boss or you have a boss, you have colleagues and employees, and you know all the problems that can occur in daily business life. And with these problems, people come to me, either for a personal coaching or for a workshop with teams. And personal development, I brought a beautiful definition with me to define it more clearly. So personal development covers activities that improve awareness and identity, develop talents and potentials, enhance the quality of life, and contribute to the realization of dreams and aspirations. I really love this definition. So when clients come to me, my first question is always, what is your intention? What has changed if we finish this coaching process successfully? And by asking for intention, I trigger a vision, a picture, or a feeling of how it should be when the problem is solved. Sometimes clients want me to take their hand and lead them to the promised land where everything is fixed. Unfortunately, there's no screwdriver to that. So I can hold the ladder, but we all have to walk this way alone. So I help. And if you change your personal behaviors and development, because often problems are about people. They say, oh, I get not along with that person, or he doesn't work like I like to. So then we have to change ourselves. We cannot change other people. We can just change the way we behave and react to these people. And by changing your behavior and the way you act, you not only change the way in your business life, but also in your private life as well. So we are a whole. We cannot separate our private life from our business life always, or our character. I think you all agree when you are freshly and deeply and crazy in love, you're in a much better mood than when you're heartbroken. And this affects your business life and your personal life as well. So when my children were very small, like 6 years old, I have identical twin boys. They asked me, what is your job? I had to think really hard because children are hard interview partners. And you have to find a very clever and clear answer, probably one sentence. So I thought about that, what transports my message. I cannot explain methods and techniques and work issues to 6-year-old children, right? So I said, I help people being happy again in their job. So they were satisfied. I was lucky. But being happy in times of Instagram and social media, which I really love, and I work with it, and I enjoy it every day, but we have to be aware that being happy is just a temporary state of mind. So I prefer to say I help people being in balance again, focused, having a strategy, feeling good in their job again, concentrated, free. And being happy as a temporary state of mind, we should really be aware and have the intention to see this as it is, that we cannot be happy for 24/7. We can be happy for short term, but we can also feel that these people are not happy all the time. So it's quite a fake world. And maybe you have the feeling that those people are happier on Instagram, or more sportive, or healthier. They have much more beautiful white houses than we have. They're always decorated. They have, maybe you realize they have blueberries that are even bluer than the ones we've ever seen or bought. And there are flamingos on their pool, also pink and big. And they have a pool, yeah? So we could go on with that, right? So, but what I want to say is we have other feelings than being happiness. We have a full range of feelings which we should enjoy. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be frustrated because your project failed or you're struggling. So all these feelings, let us embrace them. That should be our intention, to live life to the fullest. And there's a song which I really love. It's called Let Her Go from Passenger. And you all know it probably. And it says, because you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. So life works just with those contrasts. It works just to have the good times if we know how it feels when we have bad times. And if we want to live life to the fullest, then our attention should be to see those 50 shades of feelings and take them for granted and say it's okay. And it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be frustrated. And of course, it's okay to be happy. And when we talk about personal development and our intention maybe to react differently in some cases, and you know your feelings and see them and accept them, then it will be easy for you to see if people come with good or with bad intentions to you. Maybe you met this morning someone here you never met before, and you talked to that person and you felt empowered, you felt enthusiastic, you're in a good mood. This person gave you something. So probably this person had a good intention. And on the other side, maybe you met someone with bad intentions, who just take away energy when you talk to that person, and you feel weak and tired after it. So someone like a narcissist who just takes but doesn't contribute. So we should focus, our attention should be to focus on those people who give, who have good intentions with us. And pay less attention to those who just take away our power. So make your intention, what you feel after such a talk, your priority. And when we talk about people giving and taking and about energy, I like to share a picture of you, which I call the energy bowl. So the energy bowl means that we have things that contribute to our energy, that we feel good, that we feel empowered. So this could be a nice coffee, it could be a talk, it could be a lovely dinner at night, cinema, books, readings, whatever. Yeah? So think about what gives you energy, because we have to fill up our energy bowl. And there are things that take away energy, of course, which stress us, a struggle, a decision, a discussion with someone, which take away. So our energy bowl has to be in balance. It has to be filled, that we are full of power and that we don't get sick or tired. So take care of your energy bowl and think about a moment what can be filled in. How can you fill it? Our intention should be to have an awareness of what gives us power and energy. And if the question ever pops up in my head, what the hell are you doing here? Then I hope that I gave you a good thought for the day and some inspiration. And if I would be asked, do you make an impact or difference in other people's lives? Then I would say this is my intention. Thank you.
I think your problems are not solved now, but I'm pretty sure she gave you the right direction and a good start into the weekend, and that's what my intention is. Do you have questions? So many. Nothing?
What did your transition look like when you had that thought pop into your head? When you said, what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah, I was like that. Well, I was really shocked because I never thought of that before. I liked my work a really long time, loved it. And so at first I did my job further on, but this question never left me. So it wasn't a long time after that question popped up that I thought, okay, I have to change. I have to change my direction because I have changed. It wasn't my fulfillment anymore to produce big TV shows. I'm still connected to the media business and still love this business and the people. But I had to find more in it. I wanted to make an impact and a difference. And that's why I searched and took a look and thought, okay, what can I do? What is it that makes the difference for me? What fills my energy bowl? And this is when I started to go and have this coaching, education, and trainer certification, and everything that works in this area.
And from my experience, Daniela is always a smiling person, and so it's always positive energy for me.
Thank you.
That was one of the reasons why I asked her to be here. And you're really right with when you said it's about the people. When people put you down, go away from them and just focus on the good people. Sometimes it's not coming back direct, but at the big end, it's coming back to you. So you're right. Yeah. But I saw other questions. Yeah.
So in the creative process, it's also really necessary to find out what is the actual problem of a customer and to analyze the requirements. So how do you work with your clients to find out what do they actually need? What is the process, research process?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about
Yeah, of course. You mean a coaching session?
Yeah,
so
to analyze, hey, what is this kind of person right now?
Yeah, the first thing is really that I ask about the intention. Of course, a client comes and says, okay, I've got a problem in my role. I don't feel my role as a leader. Am I a leader or am I not, for example? Or problems with employees or with the strategic process. So what we're doing is, of course, the beginning is, where do you want to go? What's your goal? What should have changed? What is the feeling when everything is fine again? And then we work on the how, and the how is a lot of questions, of course, methods, it's all transparent. So we're doing an analysis, of course, and it always depends on what the client needs. Some clients are like in a tunnel, so I have to make some jokes or be ironic to wake them up where they are, right? Or we do really strategic work on people, on structures, on systems. So it's very different because the cases are very individual, but it's about talking, of course. It's about, I do a lot of visualizing to see with paper, with flip charts, cards, pictures. To visualizing always helps to know where you stand and how you feel, what is your problem. And so we have a coaching process. It's about 6 to 10 times that we meet, about 2 hours. Always with a 4 weeks distance in between. And because it takes time, your brain takes about 6 months to change behavior. So coaching is a long-term process. Of course, there are things that can be solved in 1 or 2 meetings, but it's about personal development. So it takes some time. It's like learning a new language. You all know you can say hello, how are you, whatever, but to speak fluently or be in a conversation, it takes some more time. And that's the same with coaching if you're trying to change behavior and reactions.
And it depends on the maturity grade of the person. So if the person has the mindset or not.
Yes, of course. It's a lot about changing perspectives. Can you change perspectives? Are you willing to change perspectives? But the most important thing, most of my clients come from companies. So they have the offer to take a coaching. But the most important thing is that the coachee is willing to change, is willing to make something different than before. If someone doesn't want to, it doesn't make sense. So it's voluntarily. That's, one of the most important things, And it's a creative process as well, I never know. I think that's what Nadine said to me. Oh, your day is always different, right? I never know how my day. Who comes, I know, but what happens, what's the issue? Or even in team workshops or workshops, it's the same, and that's what I really love. I never know what has happened at the end of my day in most of the cases.
And you never know how people react to problems, confrontations, or something like that. I think that's, especially when you're a leader, you're more in this comfort zone that you're always the boss and you give the direction, and now you are in the situation to get criticized.
Yes.
So I think that's also, some people have to learn how it feels when you are in a not comfort zone.
Yeah, so, exactly, it's leaving the comfort zone,
Did you ever reject coaches because you felt they are not willing to change?
That's a good question.
Did you ask them, are you willing to change?
Yeah, well, it's when they come, 99%. I never had someone who didn't want to come. So it's if you're in a coaching process, your HR manager, for example, or if you're looking for a coach personally, you should always take a look at 2 or 3 coaches to see, do they fit? Do I like this person? Do I have trust in this person? And when you're about that step, then you can decide, I like this person and I'm willing to do it. So, but of course, I had like 2, 3 clients who stopped after 2, 3, 4 sessions. And I think it's very important as a coach, I'm not forcing anyone. And I do not call and say, when will you come again? So it's what I said at the beginning, it's to my clients, it's always up to you. You can stop anytime. You're not signing anything. So if you come, we're happy, it's about you, it's not about me. So yeah, I experienced that some people just stopped or said, oh, I'm done, I feel good now. Okay, so if you feel good, yeah, exactly. We cannot force anybody, and sometimes people take time. If they see something in themselves, maybe what they don't like, that's what I said with all the feelings. We have the same with characteristics, right? We see something in ourselves that we maybe not like, and that we don't want to get confronted with. And then it's easier to not call your coach anymore, because maybe he knows as well and wants to talk with you about that. So yeah, that can happen, but it's up to everybody else, because it's an absolutely voluntary thing, very individual.
So with the coaching process you orchestrate and provide, was there any mentor or anyone who coached you?
Yes, sure. Yeah, of course. I learned it for more than 2 years, studying it, and of course I still go to a coach. On the one hand, if I've got cases I want to share or want to have a different perspective, because we all have our so-called blind spots, right? Every one of us. So to have another opinion sometimes, or even if I think, well, in which direction do I want to go? What can I improve? So of course there's still a coaching for coaches, the trainer, yeah, it is. It's very important.
Yeah, for everyone, we all need this.
Yeah.
No matter what kind of profession we're making, we have, we need the interaction of another.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's with family and
Yeah.
it's with family and friends. Of course, you always need the feedback. Am I doing the right thing? What's wrong? Why got I in this situation? Why is she angry about me?
Yeah.
Or something like that. So it's always good. In my case, it's most of the time my mom. So she's a really good coach.
Yeah.
But she always says she's a therapist. So
Yeah.
I think that's right. So I think in every situation we need this feedback, this exchange.
Yeah.
So
A sparring partner, right? Yes. Absolutely.
like now we need our exchange,
Yeah.
learning from other people or something like that.
Yeah.
Last question? Yes.
Jenny.
I really like the idea of the energy ball,
Mm-hmm.
but even with your education, do you feel if someone is actually taking something out? Because I sometimes find myself in the position after weeks finding out that person actually didn't do anything good for me. But do you even find that and see that?
Yeah. Yes. Because I concentrate myself on it. I really trained it. It's nothing that you can do like this immediately. But whenever you think about it, and that's what I'd love you to do maybe later, if you're on your way to work. Well, some have I know you're from Yellow, you have a very short way to work. But if you're on your way to work, think about who gives me energy, who contributes to my energy bowl, and who takes away. And whenever you think about that in your daily life, no matter if it's in the evening or in the morning, or if you meet someone, if you have a dinner, think about that. You don't have to be constantly aware. Nobody can constantly be aware of something, but you can train it. And that's what I train. I really listen. I don't want to sound spiritual, but I really listen to myself. What do I feel right now? Do I get something, energy, or after a talk? Sometimes people are very energetic, and they talk, and after the end you feel empowered, and then you walk away, and then you think, I didn't say a word at all. He wasn't interested in me or she. Yeah? So just do it as a daily homework or weekly. Just think once a week. It's okay. You don't push it, but yeah, I train myself. I feel it. Yeah.
So last question.
Yeah.
I have to.
Oh, that's good. Clever.
I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
what about training yourself to give and take? Because I think also we're people, so we change a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We might be giving and sometimes we need to take.
Yeah.
How is this about your person, not only evaluating someone else, but now also that you said about spiritual, I wanted to ask you, what are your other activities? What do you do?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. First question. So How do I train myself, or?
How do you evaluate it in yourself, not only the other people?
Yes.
you know, giving?
So I've got an altruistic motivator. So I I like to give. It motivates me. So it's kind of in a person. It depends how you're socialized and what is important to you. And so I think in a job like as a coach or a doctor or whatever, you're more willing to give, right? So then you have to take more care of yourself, that you don't give too much, but also fill up your energy bowl in some moments, yeah. And what was the other question about activities?
Yeah, what do you do as a hobby or something?
As a?
As a hobby.
As a hobby, oh, okay, yeah. So for sports, I studied sports science long ago, media communications. So whenever I have time, I love to do Pilates. Sometimes I run, but sometimes just walking around. And honestly, I love to be in interaction with people. So I really love to meet people, drink a good glass of anything, of water, or have some nice food. Yes. Have some nice food. This really gives me energy. And of course, I think a lot about these issues. I talked about energy, good intentions, bad intentions, and this is what we really have to be aware to in these hectic times where everything changes a lot. So what's the moment? It can be just a short moment where I just drink a coffee and enjoy. Or when I really cross the river, every time I see the cathedral, it fills up my energy. It feels so good. I goosebumps. Yeah. So find out what is it in you, and it doesn't matter if you're very sportive or if you like reading books or knitting or whatever, doing graphics. So find for yourself what empowers you and who empowers you.
So I hope we are now in your energy bowl. And you come back. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Definitely my energy bowl.
Thank you. Thank you.